I'd like to take you inside this extraordinary place, the Global Seed Vault, located deep inside a mountain on an Arctic island north of Norway near the North Pole. I was one of the lucky few to go inside the Seed Vault. The Seed Vault, as you see, has a striking appearance. The artwork above the portal is illuminated and it actually runs along the whole roof. People have described it looking like an alien spaceship or some kind of secret base or even a time machine. It is indeed bigger on the inside, but that is because of the seeds, not just because of the technology. It's the seeds and the cultural meanings that make it so special. The Seed Vault's mission is to protect the world's food crops by backing up millions of seeds from around the world that farmers and researchers depend on to grow our food. The way this works is we have around the planet right now a network of nearly 2,000 seed banks. These seed banks are at the national level, countries have them, states have them, local communities have seed banks, and they're all where the farmers keep their seeds ready for planting for the next season. The Seed Vault is unique in that it backs up this entire network of seed banks, so that if a national seed bank or even a regional local seed bank were to lose its seeds or have them damaged, as has happened in the past, due to fire or flood or whatever, they can store extra copies of their seeds in the Seed Vault and retrieve them in case they need them later. Already tens of millions of seeds are living inside the Seed Vault. In these 3 large vaults dug deep inside the mountain in Svalbard, they're kept at 18 degrees below zero. But the Seed Vault is more than this technology and science. It does its job so well, I think, because it is a biocultural institution. That is, it combines biological science of preserving the seeds and culture. It does this in such a way that people can connect to the seeds inside. And this is what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on how do people connect to these seeds. It is this connection between us and the seeds that inspire people to trust in the science and to trust in international cooperation. This is really one of the unique features of this place. It's this trust in science that it inspires. Like seeds today, in our time of science denial and politicization, trust in science is a precious and rare thing, just like the seeds. I'm going to turn to trust in science at the end of my talk, but first I'm going to tell you a bit about why this mission that the Seed Vault has is so important. For our diet around the world, 8 billion people, we are over-dependent on largely 9 crops. 66% of our food around the world comes from these 9 crops. They are sugarcane, maize, rice, wheat, potatoes, soybeans, oil palm, sugar beet, and cassava. As a human civilization throughout human history, we used to eat 50,000 plants. So we've narrowed our diet from 50,000 plants to overly depending for the most part on just 9 plants. If one of these were to fail, we would be in serious danger. The Seed Vault itself is home to over 6,000 species of plants. So these 9 that we depend on so much, plus 6,000 other species. It's trying to safeguard the biodiversity of our human collective agriculture. Within each of these species, there are tens of thousands of varieties, so there's many things to save. Let's just look at rice. I think I can name probably 5 varieties of rice that I eat regularly, so basmati, jasmine, sushi rice, etc. The Seed Vault is home to over 160,000 varieties of rice alone. And then, again, you can think of every other species like that. Tens of thousands of varieties. Each variety copes with different conditions. Some can cope better with too much rain, some can cope with heat, some can cope better with different pests or fungi. How do we know which of these varieties we will rely on in our changing climate? We don't know. And that's why we need to safeguard as many varieties as possible. So, taking you inside the Seed Vault now. When I first went inside, what I remember most strikingly was that the inside of my nose froze, my eyelashes froze, because it's 18 degrees below zero. I could see ice crystals growing along the walls, so it's quite extraordinary in that respect. But you can also see that it's also quite ordinary and simple, and that it's rows and rows of very tidy boxes and plastic bins. It really looks like the world's neatest garage. In there, the seeds, it's that cold in order to keep the seeds dormant. So seeds can go dormant. It's kind of like hibernation, and the cold prolongs that dormancy for extended periods of time. Inside, there are seeds from literally all over the world. Some of the largest deposits of seeds come from the United States and Germany, but also Kenya and the Philippines. So truly large swaths of the world's agriculture are there, as well as smaller deposits by indigenous groups and local groups. For example, the Cherokee Nation has put its sacred seeds there, as well as the seed savers group, so heirloom seed savers from around this country. Now, I want to show you these special boxes. You can see just by looking at them that they don't look like the ordinary mass-produced bins. They're handmade and they're wooden, and they're made specially to be placed inside the seed vault. These are the North Korean seeds. The North Korean seeds are there coexisting with the South Korean seeds. There are Ukrainian seeds and Russian seeds. They exist peacefully together. I think this place, the seed vault, is it's putting into practice one of the highest ideals of science since the scientific revolution. And that is the idea that science can cooperate across political division, even across political war, actual war. It is urgently important to have a place where we can practice this kind of ideal that is so precious today. Ultimately, though, my main point is that there's more to this than the seeds. There are more than seeds inside the seed vault. There are stories. Because seeds come from particular places. Those plants grew in particular places, cultivated by specific people. And when they come to the seed vault, they bring their stories with them. For example, on the upper right, you see Quechua farmers. They're from Peru. They're indigenous farmers who brought their potato seeds that they have been cultivating for thousands of years. They consider them sacred. They came all the way to Svalbard with their potato seeds, and they said, "We are not just leaving genes or traits, but also a family." So to them, the seeds are kin. They call them endangered children, and they place them in the hands, literally, of the seed vault staff. So that is an incredible act of trust, to place your children in the hands of strangers in a mountain so far from home. A second kind of story that the seed vault is home to are stories of hope. On the bottom there, you see Michael Haddad. He is a Lebanese endurance athlete. He's also disabled. He walked the 5-kilometer road up the mountain to the seed vault wearing an exoskeleton. He did this to carry seeds from 12 countries, 12 Arab countries, plus a handmade book given by Pope Francis to deposit there. These interactions are unlike any other between a public and a scientific community. The third kind of story that the seed vault is home to is longevity. How long do you think a seed can live? Give me a guess. How many years do you think a seed can live and still germinate? Thousands. Yes, 30,000. 30,000 years is so far the record for the oldest seed that has successfully germinated from the Arctic permafrost. The seed vault has become a symbol for longevity, perhaps seed longevity, but also maybe extended longevity. This has created imaginative possibilities. For example, many men have asked to place their DNA inside the seed vault. Some men have even asked to place their preserved bodies inside the seed vault. Artists inspired by the seeds have also asked to place their art inside the seed vault. These requests are denied because only seeds go inside the seed vault. It is not a time capsule. But I believe they were all inspired by the idea of traveling with the seeds into a deep future. And that is something only seeds can do. So I've shown you that the seed vault is a biocultural institution. This is why it's so successful. It combines biological science and a deep cultural attachment to the seeds through stories of family or love, hope, and even longevity. This joint scientific, cultural connection to the seeds inspires something very rare, and that is trust in science and in cooperation. something to be supported. And finally, the seed vault is less than half full, so there is lots of work to do. Thank you.